Good morning, everyone. Dear students, let's continue with the line by line explanation of second half of chapter 1, that is the last lesson by Alphonse Daudet. Earlier we read that when M. Himmel announced that it was the last lesson which he was going to deliver because the new teacher would come the next day and he would have to go forever from there. Because the order from Berlin had come that only German language would be taught in the schools of Alsace and Lorraine. It was a thunderclap. It was a shocking surprise for little French, who is the narrator of the story. Now he was feeling repentant that he wasted his time while sliding on the slides, while searching the birds' eggs. He hated his books and the teacher. Now the books and teacher seemed friendly to him. Now he was able to understand why M. Himmel was dressed in his best attire, which he otherwise wore only on special days like Inspection Day and Prize Distribution Day. It was a beautiful green coat, frilled shirt, and a little black silk cap, all embroidered. Now he was able to understand why the village people were sitting on the back benches. Continue. It was because they were sorry too that they had not gone to school more. For three reasons the village people had come. Firstly, they were feeling repentant that they had not gone to school. Secondly, it was their way of thanking our master for his 40 years of faithful service. They wanted to thank the teacher who had served there for the last 40 years, of showing their respect for the country that was theirs no more. Thirdly, they wanted to show respect to the country which was theirs no more, because now they had been enslaved. While I was thinking of all this, I heard my name called. While French was thinking about everything, why the teacher was wearing new clothes, why the village people were sitting on back benches, why had he wasted his time, just then the teacher called his name. It was my turn to recite. Recite means repeat from memory. It was the turn of French to recite. What would I not have given to be able to say that dreadful rules for the participle all through very loud and clear and without one mistake. The thing which he was afraid the most, that was the rules of participle. And the teacher told him that he should recite the rules of participles very clear and loud without even a single mistake. I got mixed up on the first word and stood there holding on my desk, but French became confused on the very first word. He kept standing there holding his bench. My heart beating and not daring to look up. His heart was beating and he hadn't dared to look up. I heard M. Himmel say to me, "I will not scold you, little French. You must feel bad enough." Just then M. Himmel told that he wouldn't scold him, because he would not like that the teacher should rebuke him. See how is every day we have said to ourselves, "Bah, I have plenty of time, I will learn it tomorrow." The teacher told that the people had the tendency that every time they thought that there was plenty of time, they would do the work the next day. And now you see where we have come out. Now they could see the situation themselves. That's the great trouble with Alsace. Alsace means people of Alsace. That was the trouble with the people of Alsace. She puts off learning till tomorrow. She means the people of that town put off their learning till the next day. Every time they think that procrastination is not harmful. These fellows out there will have the right to say to you, now these fellows means Prussians will come and they will ask, how is you pretend to be Frenchman? Pretend means show, dikhawa karna. That they pretend that they are Frenchmen, yet they can neither speak nor write their language. Even then they are not able to speak and write their mother tongue. But you are not the worst, poor little French. We have all a great deal to reproach ourselves with. Just then the teacher told that only French was not at fault. All of them were responsible for that. Reproach means blame. Your parents were not anxious enough to have you learn. Who all are responsible? First of all, their parents are responsible, because they were not worried about the education of their children. They preferred to put you to work on a farm or on the mills. Put you means send it. Their parents sent you to work on a farm or in the mill. so as to have a little more money, only to earn money. I have been to blame also. The teacher told that he himself was also responsible for the poor performance of the children. Have I not often sent you to water my flowers instead of learning your lessons? The teacher told that he used to send the children to water his flowers instead of teaching them. And when I wanted to go fishing, did I not just give you a holiday? And when he used to go for fishing, he used to give holiday to the students. Then from one thing to another, M. Himmel went on to talk of the French language. After speaking so much, the teacher started telling about French language, saying that it was the most beautiful language in the world. To glorify the language, the teacher told that French language was the most beautiful language in the world, the clearest, the most logical. Logical means rational. It was the clearest and most rational language in the world. We must guard it among us and never forget it. He also says that they must protect the language, they must not forget their mother tongue. Because when a people are enslaved, as long as they hold fast to their language, it is as if they had the key to their prison. To glorify the language, the teacher told that mother tongue was just like a key, with the help of which they could come out of the prison of enslavery. Then he opened a grammar and read us our lessons. After that, the teacher opened the grammar book and started work. I was amazed to see how well I understood. French was very surprised that he was able to understand everything. All he said seemed so easy that day. Whatever the teacher taught, that was very easy. I think too that I had not listened so carefully. Now he thinks that earlier he had not listened so carefully, that he had never explained everything with so much patience also. The teacher earlier hadn't explained everything with so much patience. He used to scold the students. He was bad-tempered. It seemed almost as if the poor man wanted to give us all he knew before going away. That day it appeared that the teacher wanted to teach everything, whatever he knew, to the students, and all put into our heads in one stroke. In one stroke means एक ही झटके में, in one go. He wanted to fix everything into the brains of children. After the grammar, we had a lesson in writing. After completing the grammar work, writing work started. That day, M. Himmel had new copies for us written in a beautiful round hand, France Alsace, France Alsace. The teacher had brought new notebooks for the students, and on those notebooks it was written France Alsace, France Alsace. They looked like little flags floating everywhere in the schoolroom. Floating means swimming. The notebooks appeared just like flags, which were swimming, floating in the room, hung from the rod at the top of her desk. With the help of rod, those were fixed on every desk. You ought to have seen how everyone set to work. After that, all the children started their work with full concentration. And how quiet it was. It was silent, it was motionless. The only sound was the scratching of the pens over the paper. Only one sound was there in the room, that was rubbing of pen. After that, some beetles flew in, but nobody paid any attention to them because all were concentrated on their work. When the small insects came into the room, nobody even paid attention. Not even the littlest ones. Littlest ones means small children also didn't see. Who worked right on tracing their fish hook, who were doing their drawing work, as if that was French. It appeared that their work was also just like the mother tongue. On the roof, the pigeons cooed very low. At the roof, the pigeons were cooing. I thought to myself, will they make them sing in German, even the pigeons? Then French was lost in thoughts that the German people will not be able to impose their language on birds because they were independent. They could impose their language only on human beings. Whenever I looked up from my writing, I saw M. Himmel sitting motionless in his chair and gazing first at one thing, then at another, as if he wanted to fix in his mind just how everything looked in that little schoolroom. When the French diverted his attention from his writing work, he saw that the teacher was sitting motionless on the chair and he was looking intently at one thing then another. He wanted to make a picture of everything in his mind before going away from there. Fancy for 40 years he had been there in the same place. Fancy means you can imagine. You can imagine that the man was working there for the last 40 years with his garden outside window and class in front of him. Outside was his garden and students were sitting before him. Only the desks and benches had been worn smooth. One change had come that benches and desks had worn smooth means घिसकर चिकने हो गए थे. The walnut tree in the garden were taller. Walnut tree means अखरोट का पेड़. Walnut tree had grown taller and the hope vine that he had planted himself. Hope vine is the opium plant and the plant which he had planted himself that had curled about from the window to the roof. It must have broken his heart to leave all because the teacher had to go from there. His heart was breaking. The poor man. To hear his sister moving about in the room above packing their trunks. On the above floor, his sister was busy packing the trunks, for they must leave the country the next day. They would have to go the very next day. But he had the courage to hear every lesson to the very last. But the teacher had the courage. He listened everything from the student. After the writing, we had a lesson in history. After completing the grammar work and writing work, he started the work of history. And then the baby chanted their Ba Baby. After that, small children started reciting the alphabets. Down there at the back of the room, old Hossa had put on his spectacles and holding his primer. Old Hossa, who was the builder of the village, was sitting with his spectacles and he was taking his introductory book, spelled the letters with children. He also started reciting the words with the small children. You could see that he too was crying. He was lamenting. His voice trembled with emotions. It was so funny to hear him that we all wanted to laugh. When he was reciting the words, all the children started laughing. How well I remember it, that last lesson. French was not able to forget this last lesson. All at once the church struck 12, then the Angelus. Just then the Angelus church struck 12. At the same moment, the trumpets of the Prussians returning from drill sounded under our window. Trumpet is a brass musical instrument, that is turhi. Persian soldiers, trumpets of those soldiers returning from drill sounded means resounded, resonated under our window. M. Himmel stood up very pale means with whitish face, because he was very much embarrassed. He was very much afraid. In his chair, I never see him look so tall. He had gathered confidence. My friend, said he, I. He wanted to speak something, but something choked him. Choked him means obstructed him. He was not able to speak. Then he turned to the blackboard. Without speaking, he moved towards the blackboard. He took a piece of chalk and, bearing on with all his might, with complete power, with complete strength, he wrote as large as he could on the blackboard, Vive la France, which means live long France. Then he stopped and leaned his head against the wall. The teacher bent against the wall, दीवार के सहारे खड़ा हुआ, and without a word he made a gesture. Gesture means hint, indication. With indication, he informed the school students that the school is dismissed. Dismissed means discontinued, dissolved. The school was dissolved, they could go home. So here ends the chapter. Okay.